Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ganesh. So we can start our session after 4 minutes. So all of you, please maintain the silence in the class. Don't try to create any type of the disturbance. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So this is Ganesh. So we can start our session now. So is it my voice is audible to everyone? Please respond anyone through chat box. Now I try to share my screen also. So is it visible to you or not? So please send me one message through chat box. Then we can start our session now. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So now we can start our session now. Okay. So in the last class, we are discussing about in the last classes, we are discussing about what is a database management system and what are the advantages of database management system and what are the drawbacks of file processing system and what are the types of users. Okay. And in that case, we are discussing about the roles of DBA also. In the exam point of view, so that is the very important question. So please try to remember this. In the case of first unit, so every unit having one question actually. Okay. So in the first unit, so maybe the chance asking first of all, what are the differences between file system and DBMS? Okay. And second thing is maybe asking about data models and data abstraction. And third one is database architecture. So these are the main topics in the first unit. Okay. And in some type of situations, maybe asking what are the applications of DBMS also. So what is the meaning of application? So where we are using the database management system. So where we are using. So nothing but we are based upon to the universities or maybe colleges or maybe different types of applications are there. So we can mention those type of applications. Okay, so now we can start our session now. In the last class also we are discussing about data models. So I think the name is implies here. So data model means nothing but modeling the data, or we are giving some shape to the data. Okay, actually here we are giving some shape to the data, so that is nothing but a data model. Okay, so here we are consider mainly so four models. So those are nothing but one is the relational data model, and another one is the ER data model, and another one is the hierarchical data model, and another one is the network data model. Okay, in the last class also I'm saying about this. So actually relational data model is a one unit, and ER data model is a one unit. So what is the meaning of first of all, we are discussing about what is a data model. What is the purpose of data model? Data model purpose is to describing the data. Okay, to describing the data in front of the end users. So that is the main objective of data model. So here if you are observing in the screen, so data model defines how the logical structure of a database is modeled. Okay, so data models are fundamental entities to introduce the abstraction in a DBMS. So nothing but data models are used for to provide the abstraction. So what is the meaning of abstraction? So nothing but it will be giving the some description. Okay, data models defines how data is connected to the each other and how they are processed and stored inside the system. So that means how we are organizing the data that can be represented through using the data model. Okay, so nothing but here we are initially we are collecting the data before storing into the database management system. So now the data can be organized into the different types of ways. At the same time, we are giving some shape to the data, or we are try to model the data. So that can be referred as a data model. So the main purpose of using the data model is nothing but to describing the data. Okay, and here so the data model can be specifies so how the data is connected to the each other. So nothing but what is the relationship between existing data and at the same time new data, whatever it may we are under the data. Okay, and another thing is first of all, so first of all we are discussing about relational data model. Okay, so relational data model. So relational data model means nothing but here we are based upon to the relations. So I'm also saying about the what is a relation also. So what is a relation? So relation is nothing but table. Okay, so in the case of relational data model, we are consider some set of relations. Okay, so the relation means nothing but a table. So here, whatever it may be the data, collected data, so that can be represented in the form of tables. So we already know about the tables. In the last class also, I'm saying about how we are download that software and how we are install that software and how we are connecting that software. So I think all of the members already able to understand about that software. So Oracle XE I'm already giving the link about that. So if you download that link, and next we can you can try to please wait here 1 minute. So just wait here 1 minute. I will join. Please wait here 1 minute. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay. Relational data model is a one of the data model. So the data model is used for to representing the set of relations. Okay. So if you are observing the screen, I think my voice is audible to everyone, right? Is it right? My continue my session now. Is it continue my session? Yeah, thank you. Okay, if you're observing the screen, a description of data in terms of data model is called schema. So what is the meaning of schema? Schema means nothing but the design of the database is referred as a schema. Okay. So a description of data in terms of data model is called schema. So that means if we are describing the data in terms of data model, so that means we can describing the data in any one of the way. So that means if we are collecting some data, so the data can be represented in the tables, or maybe the data can be represented with some symbols, or maybe the data can be represented in some type of structure. Am I right or not? So whatever it may be, so here way of organizing the data can be referred as a data model. Okay. So now that can be referred as a schema also. So actually the schema means nothing but the designing of the database. So how we are designing the database, that can be referred as a schema. Okay. So in the relational data model, the schema for a relation specifies its name of the each field, attribute, column, okay, and type of each field. We also know about the how we are creating the table. Am I right or not? So in the case of DDL commands, so I'm already saying about that, and I think you are already watching the video. So if you are not watched that video up to now, so please try to watch that video. So I'm already sharing in the group. So DDL and DML commands are there. So in the case of DDL commands, the first one is the create command. So create command is used for creating the tables. Okay. So how we are creating the table? Create table name, and open the parentheses and field name and data type. Field name, data type. So in that type of way, we can consider our required number of fields. Am I right or not? So that means how we are creating the relational data model. If you are observing the screen, specifies its name first of all. So what is the table name? And the second one is name of each field. Okay, and the next one is, so which type of data type it is. For example, if you are consider, so here we are consider some example also. So that is student information in your university database may be stored in a relation with the following schema. So that means here we are storing the student details in the university. So in the following schema means nothing but database. Okay, for example, so if you are observe here, students SID, that means student ID. So that is in the form of string. So we can consider any type of data type. So either we can consider number, or maybe int, or maybe float, or char, or date. So in this type of we are having different types of data types. Am I right or not? So we are all we try to discuss different data types of SQL in the next classes. Okay. So first of all, here we are considered students. SID is a string, and name is also a string, and login is a string, age is a integer, and GPA is a real. So like nothing but like as a float data type. Okay. If you are observing the diagram, so in this diagram here, first of all, so the first one is referred as a column. So what are the columns? SNO, SNAME, SH, S class, S section. This is another table. Okay. So the first field name can be referred as either attribute or column or domain. Okay. So next one is the, so here we are considered some set of students. Okay. Each and every student data will be referred as a record. Okay. Or row or tuple. So actually this is the terminology of the relational data model. Okay. Next one is the network data model. Okay. So up to now we are discussing about only relational data model. In the case of relational data model, we are consider the set of relations. So what is the meaning of relation? It's a table. Okay. So then network data model. So data in the network model represented by collection of records and relationships among data are connected by links. So that means here, whatever it may be, we are considering the data. So the data can be represented as a collection of records, and these collection of records connected through links. So that means one record or one tuple connected to the another tuple connected to the another tuple. So that means here we are maintaining the data relationship between one record to the another record through the links. The links can be viewed as a pointers. So why we are referred as a pointer means, so the link will be specifies the address of another record. So the type of the work we actually done by the pointer. We also know about the what is the purpose of pointer. Okay, the records in the database are represented in the form of graphs. So that type of data model can be referred as a network data model. So the first one is relational data model, nothing but So whatever it may be, we are having the data. That data can be represented in the set of tables. So if you are representing the data with the connections, so one link will be connected to one record, and another link will be connected to another record like this. So that is nothing but network data model. So if you are observing the diagram, so this is the first record. So in that first record, maybe we are mentioned student number, student name, and another one is the maybe department. Okay, so that record will be connected to the some other one. For example, maybe that is the salary, and the last one is the maybe the points. Here, not mentioning the field names, so that's why we try to assume like that. Okay, so first one is the one record, and second one is the another record. These two records connected through links. Okay, so that link will be viewed like as a pointer. If you are organizing the data in this format, so that type of data model will be referred as network data model. Okay, so next one is the hierarchical model. I think we are easily remember all these topics. Okay, so what is a data model? Nothing but to model the data. So what is the main purpose of data model? To describing the data, or we are giving some shape to the data. So when we are giving some shape to the data, then end users can easily understood. So what we are giving the data in the database. So that is the main intention. So here we are reducing the complexity in front of the end user. So in the case of relational data model, we are representing the data in set of relations. In the network data model, we are giving the data in the format of links. Okay, one record, another record will be connected through links. So now we are discussing about the hierarchical network data model. Okay, in the case of hierarchical data model, here the data will be represented as a hierarchy. So nothing but, for example, maybe we are maintaining some hierarchy. For example, maybe principal, HOD, faculty, students, technicians, attendance, like this. So that means that is nothing but one of the hierarchy. So in the same way, if we are maybe moving from bottom to the top, that is also one of the hierarchy. Hierarchy means nothing but one order. Okay, so hierarchical model we behave like as a tree structure. So that means each and every data will be having the root node and some left child and right child. Okay, so if you observe here, hierarchical model is same as the network data model. So why? Because here the root is also having the connections through links. So one is the left child and another one is the right child. So these are connected through links. So that means here also we are based upon to the pointers. Actually these two are the old models. So but nowadays we are just only we are based upon to the object based data models, or maybe ER data models, or maybe the relational data models. Okay, so here this is the one of the oldest model to representing the data. Okay, hierarchical data model is also represented by a collection of records and relationships among data are connected by links. So the links can be viewed as a pointers, but the difference from the network model is that records in the database are represented in the form of trees. So that means this is also same like as a network data model. But in the case of exam point of view, this is also a one of the important question. So if you have viewed this question in our exam paper, so better you try to represent through some examples. At the same time, each and every question try to represent with some diagram. For example, hierarchical data model. So one diagram, network data model, one diagram, ER data model, one diagram, relational data model, one diagram. So better. So actually, even though you write the exam in 3 hours, but they are validated within 3 or 4 minutes. So in that 3 or 4 minutes, how we can impress that validator? Through diagrams or points or paragraphs, especially maintains the neat handwriting. Okay, so you try to give this these type of diagrams. So if you are observe, you try to explain this example. So then it will be automatically increasing the nothing but matter. Okay, so maybe in the exam point of view, maybe asking explain different types of data models and what are they, explain any one of them like this. So may whatever it may be the question. Okay, so you try to give the examples at the same time. So those examples through mention with the diagrams, and you try to explain the diagram how it will be works. Okay, if you are observe here, so root is here, and root is having one record, and root right child is having another record. So these two records connected through links. So in the same way, here if you are observe here, in the network data model also we are representing the same thing, but here we are representing the data in the particular tree structure order. So that's why this can be referred as a hierarchical model. Okay. So next one is the ER data model. This is very important. So mainly we try to give the importance for two data models. So for example, if the question is asking in your question paper, so you try to elaborate these two topics only. So what is a relational data model? So you can write so DDL commands, DML commands, okay, and some other comments are also there, DCL and TCL. So we can try to explain in the next sessions. So for example, in the exam point of view, asking what is a data model. So explain different types of data models with examples. So then you can try to explain these type of four data models. Okay, relational data model is nothing but set of relations. Relation means nothing but a table. So whatever it may be, we are consider the data. That data can be represented in the form of a table. So that is nothing but relational data model. If we are representing the data connection with the one data to the another data through links, that is nothing but network data model. If we are maintaining those links in a tree structure order, so that is nothing but a hierarchical data model. So now we are discussing about the ER data model. So ER data model means nothing but entity relationship model. Okay, entity relationship model. So what is an entity? So and here you try to remember one thing in this chapter, or maybe in this topic ER data model, you should be use the different types of symbols. Okay, so first of all, what is an entity? So ER data model means nothing but entity relationship data model. So what is an entity? Entity is nothing but a thing or object. Okay, so into the real world, so we can consider anything will be treated as an entity. But so if it is having an entity, definitely that entity having the some attributes. For example, maybe we are considered student. Student is one entity. Then what are the attributes of student? Student number, student days, student marks, student address. So for example, we are considered one employee. So employee is an entity. So then what are the attributes? Employee number, employee name, salary, experience. I'm right. So department, like this. For example, book is an entity. Then what are the attributes? Book ID, book name, cost of the book. Okay, total number of pages, like this. So that means which type of thing is having an attributes that can be treated as an entity. Then what is an attribute? So attribute means nothing but a description of an entity. Okay, here the attributes can be represented in the form of symbols like ellipse. Okay, entity can be represented in the form of a rectangle. Okay, and another thing is here we are relationship representing through the diamond symbol. Okay, and all these are connected through some links. So now we try to see with the example. First of all, you try to understand this. So this model is used to define the data elements and relationships for a specified system. Okay, it develops a conceptual design for the database. It also develops a very simple and easy to design view of data. So that means this is the one of the way to designing the database. Okay, so that is nothing but ER data model. In ER modeling, the database structure is portrayed as a diagram. So for example, suppose we design a school database. In this database, the student will be an entity with the attributes like address, name, ID, age, etc. The address can be another entity with the attributes like city, street, name, pin code, etc. And there be a relationship between them. Okay. So if you are observe here, so this is the example for ER data model. So student is an entity and student is having some attributes. Those attributes are represented with the some ellipse. For example, here we are considering SID, S name, SH, S address. Okay. So and if we are representing the relationship between different types of entities. So that is nothing but an ER diagram. Okay. In ER modeling, the database structure is portrayed. So please wait a minute. So next topic is view of data. So view of data. So that means here we are giving the same data into the different types of formats. So that is nothing but here we are mainly consider three types of ways. So one is the logical database design. Okay. Here we can view the data in three different types of levels. Okay, so those are nothing but the first one is physical level, and second one is the logical level, and the third one is external level. Okay, so physical level, logical level, external level. So and these are having different types of names also. So we can try to understood with the diagram. So first of all, here we try to see on the screen. So data abstraction is a process of representing the essential features without introducing implement the riddles. So that means here we are representing the representational features without including the implementation details. So three levels of abstraction. So that means main purpose is we can describing the data in three different types of ways. So that means whatever it may be, we are storing the data into the database. So that can be viewed into the three types of ways. Okay. So we try to see previously I mentioned about this. So in the exam point of view, also directly asking the question with the direct name. For example, maybe explain what is the internal schema. So what is a physical schema? What is a physical data model? Like this. Okay. That means here you please try to remember all these names. So first of all, physical level. That same thing will be referred as a internal level or physical or internal schema. Okay. So next one is the conceptual level or logical level and conceptual schema. Next one is the external level or view level. Okay, or external schema or view level schema. What is the meaning of schema? Schema means nothing but design of the database. Okay. So first of all, what is an external level? Okay, what is an external level and what is a logical level and what is a physical level? I think the name is implies here. So that means so physical level concerns with the how we are storing the data into the database. So that means physical context. So in some type of situations we are retrieving the data from the database, but we don't know. So what is the exact location of the data? So that type of thing will be done by physical schema or physical data model or internal level data model. Why? Because here maintaining the data security. So that is the first thing. So and second thing is the conceptual or logical schema. So that means here in the case of logical level, so here we are based upon the keyword is what type of data is stored into the database and which type of relationship is existing within the data. So that means before storing the data into the database, first of all verify so which type of data it is. Okay, so that means here we try to move in the conceptual way. Okay, and then first one is external level schema. Okay, so in the case of external level, so that can be referred as a view level also. So what is the meaning of view? So that means here one view is different from another view. So in the same way, here also users asking the same data into different types of formats. Maybe some of the companies, maybe like some of the users may be asking the data from the database. So only student number and student name. Okay, if it is a student database. So in the same way, we can consider some other things also. So those will be treated as an keys. Okay. So first of all, we try to see one by one. So first of all, what is a external or view level schema? Okay. So first one is this is the highest level of data abstraction. So this level describes users interaction with the database system. So external level is described by schema. It does not consist of set of definition of logical records and relationship in the external view. So it also contains method of deriving the objects in external view from the object in the conceptual view. So that means here in the case of external level, here mainly we are focused on the which type of view it is. For example, maybe training placement officer. So how in which type of retrieves the data according to the company requirement. For example, maybe so Infosys company. So maybe asking the details about so what is the percentage of 11213141. Okay, like this. So some of the companies just only asking about the CGPA only. Some of the companies asking about some other details. So that means here one view is different from another view. Okay, so next one is the conceptual level. So here, so before storing the data into the database, here we are verifying which type of data it is. So that means here we are identifying the relationship and we try to draw the some relationship. Okay, so this is the middle level, three level data abstraction. So it describes what data is stored into the database. Conceptual level represents the entire database. Conceptual schema describes the records and relationship included in the conceptual view. It also contains the method of deriving the objects in conceptual view from the objects in the terminal view. Okay, so next one is the physical schema or internal level or physical schema. Okay, right? So what is the physical level? So lowest this is the lowest level of data abstraction. It describes how data is actually stored in DBMS. You can get the complex data structure details at this level. So internal level indicates how the data will be stored and described in the data structures and access method to be used by the database. It contains the definition of storage record method of representing the data fields and access aid use. So this is about nothing but physical schema. So if you are concluding this topic like this, maybe so view of data. So in the exam point of view, maybe asking how we are, what are the types of ways to viewing the data in the DBMS. So that is the one way of asking the chance. And another type of asking the chance is, so what are the types of data abstraction? So here, what is the meaning of data abstraction? So we need not using the background details for understanding the concept. So that is nothing but abstraction. Here we are provide three types of abstractions here. So the first one is how we are storing the data into the database. Okay. So there is no need to reveal where we are storing the data actually. So why? Because only the data can be responsible for by sorry, the data will be handled by only database administrator. So he is only the person to know those type of details. So we need not necessary to give those type of details to the everyone. Why? Because it will be maintains the okay. So physical level. So this is the lowest level of data abstraction. It describes how data is actually stored into the database. You can get the complex data structure. So that means in the case of physical level, how we are storing the data into the database. In the case of logical level, what type of data is stored into the database and what type of relationship is existed within the new data. Okay. And the third one is view level data abstraction or maybe the view level schema or external level schema. Okay, so in this schema here we are nothing but providing different types of views. Okay, maybe some of the users may be asking in different type of format, some of the users asking into in the different type of format. So try to we can try to give the data according to the user requirement. So that is nothing but, so if you are observing the diagram, so disk, so once the data is stored into the disk, so then we can able to retrieve any number of times even though occurring the fields. So here, so before storing the data into the database, here we are using some indices. So those indices are used for fast retrieval of the data. Okay, then you try to include these details. Okay, next one is the topic is data independence. So data independence, I think the name is implies. Here we are maintaining the data in independent type of way. So that means here we are observing in the three types of abstractions here. So that is nothing but physical level and logical level, and another one is the external level. So for example, what is the meaning of data independence means? So even though we are performing some modifications, those type of modifications are not giving any type of the impact to the its higher level abstractions. For example, here we are consider the two types of dependencies. So one is the physical data dependence, and another one is the logical level data independence. Okay, one more time we can see that. Okay, so if you are observe here, the ability to modify the schema definition in one level without affecting schema definition in higher level is called as data independence. So that means if you are performing the modifications on the physical schema, so those type of modifications are not giving the impact to the some other one. So nothing but that type of independence means nothing but physical data independence or maybe the logical data independence. In the case of physical data independence, here we are performing the modifications within the physical schema, but those type of updations are not giving any type of the problems to the its higher level abstractions, that is nothing but conceptual level. Okay, in the same way, logical data independence means nothing but if you are updating the some data into the conceptual schema, so that is also giving some other impact to the back to the some other one. So nothing but here data independence means nothing but ability to modify the details without affecting its higher level, its higher level abstractions. Okay. So first of all, here we try to see so in the screen logical data independence. So logical data independence is the ability to modify the logical schema, that is conceptual schema, which decides what information is kept in the database without affecting the next higher level abstraction. Sorry for the disturbance. So logical data independence. If you are observed here, so logical data independence is the ability to modify the logical schema, that is conceptual schema, which decides what information is to be kept in the database without affecting the next higher level schema, that is external high level schema appropriate program. So next one is the logical data independence. So logical data independence means refers to the immunity of the external schemas to the changes in the ground. So changes to the conceptual schema such as the addition or removal of new entities or attributes of the relationship should be possible without having to change. mm, mm, Okay, next topic is differences between logical data independence and physical data independence. So and main topic is DBMS structure. Okay, we can try to discuss about this topic in the next class. Before going to that, so here we try to just see so which type of points are considered into the logical data independence. In the case of physical data independence, performing the modifications under the physical level, and maybe these type of situations are not serious. Okay, but now we try to consider it is a serious issue. So nothing but if you are performing some modifications in the physical level, so in some type of situations those are giving some impact to the existing data. So better we try to submitting these topics in the. Okay, next one is the database structure. So this is the architecture of DBMS. In the exam point of view, you please try to remember this and you try to practice this diagram. If you practice this diagram, definitely you will get good marks in the exam. Why? Because so if you know about this topic clearly, so it will be also covers three types of topics. The same thing will be also explained in the first class. So nothing but for example, maybe up to now we are know about the DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. Right or not? So if we can look at if you are observe this structure, okay, here first part is related to the different types of users. Okay, so that is nothing but application front ends. So those are generated by the application programmers, and web forms, those are nothing but unsophisticated users. Next, SQL interface, so nothing but based upon to the these are based upon to the nothing but here SQL users or sophisticated users. Okay, so in this type of way, whatever it may be the user, so that collected data is collected into the SQL commands. Okay, now we are using the commands. Okay, so those type of commands are stored into the query evaluation engine. If you are observe this diagram clearly, so this topic having the four parts. So the first part belongs to the different types of database users, and second part related to the query evaluation engine, and third part related to the storage manager, and the fourth part related to the database management system. Okay, so that means if you are, for example, if you write a query in some other language, for example, maybe we are connecting the database application through the connectivity with the HTML, then that is belongs to the web forms. Am I right or not? So that type of data will be reached to the SQL commands through the with the help of internet SQL. Okay, if you are observe here, so if for example maybe if the queries are related to the HTML, okay, so then that those type of queries are reached to the query evaluation engine. Then it will be executed by the evaluation engine. So query evaluation engine performing the execution the disk. So that means once it will be maintains the some properties of the transaction, like maybe the some ACID properties. So then the data will be stored into the disk permanently. So now buffer manager is responsible for to maintain the buffers, and file manager is responsible for to retrieving the required number of files, and disk space manager is responsible for to maintaining the, so nothing but to waste to filtering the data. Okay, and next one is the recovery manager is responsible for nothing but, so nothing but whenever occurring some failures, so those type of failures are recovered through using recovery techniques. Okay, so next one is the, okay, so if you observe this diagram, so the first part related to the types of users, and second part query evaluation engine, third part storage processor, and the fourth one is, so nothing but database. Okay, we will try to discuss the same type of topics in the next class. So if you have any other doubts, you can ask me now, otherwise we can end the session today. So if you having any type of the doubts, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we can end the session today, and we try to discuss the remaining topics of the first unit. Is nothing but database architecture is the one topic. Client server architecture is another topic. So then complete the first unit. Okay. If you are having any type of the problems, you can ask me directly. Don't worry about that. Okay. Or maybe you can contact through my personal number also. So if you're having any type of the doubts, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we can end the session. So all of you, please mute yourself, unmute yourself. Now you can start the questions. If you're not understood, so how we are downloading the software. So for example, if it is a theory part, so better you try to read a number of times. If you're not having any doubt about the doubts, you can end the session today. Okay, thank you, Anandal. So I will try to post the total material after the completion of this unit. Okay, if you're having any type of the doubts, you can ask me personally. Okay, better all of the members, if any type of the possibility in your home, so please try to download that Oracle XC. Okay, so thank you, Anandal.